All right, guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship qualifiers here for the European region. We are now moving into the round of 4, where we have Revenge versus Harstem. However, there is still in the lower bracket stuff going on.
Yeah, the first semi-final, and we will have the first finalist of the last of the 3 qualifiers for the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Yes, there is a game still going on. It's Stardust versus Demaga, and I had it open on my screen. It is now 1 hour and 5 minutes long, and the supply is equal. And it's a Swarmos versus Air Protoss Air game.
Okay.
And that is the last game, though, game 3. The winner of that will be up against Dia. The winner of that will be up against Hero. And then in the finals. So the low bracket quite far behind, but at least we can now determine who's going to win the upper bracket. Is it going to be Harstem, who actually, depending on the series of Demaga, could be the last non-Korean in this tournament? Is it finally the year of Harstem?
Who knows? We shall see, as we have that man spawning up to the very north as our blue Protoss. It is Harstem. And down to the south, we have our upset in the previous series, some would say, as there's a lot of Pult fans out there. He is Alien Invasion's Revenge.
Yeah, and Harstem, as we just saw Revenge beat Pult, just beat TLO, Harstem did. And he did it in really, really quick games. I'm not sure exactly what happened in them, but I think Harstem was playing a little bit aggressive, if I was have to take a guess at that.
Well, I think regardless, Harstem's done extremely well to get here.
Yeah, semi-finals of the last qualifiers. Out of 70-odd players, 75-ish players, 75 good players as well that signed up for this.
Yeah.
It's only a couple of series away here. And this can actually hurt a lot more. I think the tournaments that Harstem's won, he's won a Dutch League, which is versus Ret in the final, and he won an I-Series, I think, in England. I think.
I'm not sure.
Wait, I'm pretty sure he's won an English tournament.
Has he really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was only... Did he win an I-Series?
I don't know if it's there. I've thought he won an I-Series, or at least did really well in it.
Okay, no, he... Yeah.
He said... Okay,
Yeah,
you did.
yeah.
You did. So, I mean, if he was to win against Revenge, then lose in the finals of this qualifier, I'm pretty sure that would be more devastating than if he'd lost in the finals of the tournaments he's actually won.
Yeah.
Because it's such a big thing if he's able to qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters
like actually,
World Championship, just being one of those players.
If Harstem was able to win out this entire tournament, then that would be the biggest thing in his career, I think, considering how big that tournament's going to be. That would be extremely impressive. But now, we'll see if he can do that. He's in the round of 4. He's got Revenge to go through. And then who knows who's going to come through from the lower bracket.
Yeah.
It could be someone like Hero. It could be Dia. It could be Stardust or Demaga. So big names down there that one of these players is going to have to face off against.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be in the 16-player single elimination for $100,000? Who wouldn't want to be in that 16-player list? But Harstem's build is just a single gas here, so he will be looking to expand. Probably just cancel that Zealot shortly and then take his expansion. As he has realized his opponent's gone for the Reactor first, which is heavy scouting. Will be looking most likely here for double Reapers. And on a map like Heavy Rain here, it is likely that the Protoss player you play against is probably going to be aggressive. In this case, not so much, but usually he is, which is why there's the double Reapers coming out. Double scouting.
Very, very nice, as we have seen this from time to time. MVP is really one of the first players that we ended up seeing really kind of doing this. Used it quite a bit at the start of WCS Europe and then teetered off later on. But Revenge, bringing it back true and strong. And we have that second gas being taken from Harstem, whilst also throwing down a pylon on this right-hand side. So good opportunities for him to throw tech around and make it a little bit harder for Revenge to spot eventually.
Absolutely. If you look at his gas right now, it's at 36. And I think there may even be another Stalker queued up. I'm not sure exactly, because it was a little bit higher unless he just started Warp Gate Research. Maybe it was Warp Gate Research. But either way, he's already got 65 gas. Twilight Cancel 100, Stargate 150. Double Reapers. Gonna poke in towards the back here. And they're gonna at least slow down any tech, obviously, because they're on the place where the tech would like to be.
Got themselves a probe, so that was nicely done there at the beginning.
Stargate 150, there it is. Bam!
Ooh, that's pretty quick.
Not the quickest.
Not the quickest, you're right.
The quickest is Proxy.
Yeah.
Quicker than that is off one base. And then another quick one is if the double gases were taken before, a little bit earlier, But it is in here, and is it going to get scouted?
Yes. That was pretty quick.
And 2 pro kills too.
Very nicely done here by Revenge so
And
far.
even a 3rd here, potentially.
Oh, sneaky. Goes back in. Juke and jive.
Oh.
And, well, he's going to get out as well. So, really well done so far by Revenge in this first game, gotta say.
Engineering base slapped down immediately here. Only focusing on 2 barracks. Not a heavy marine count to defend this, but more so the engineering base. He's already gone up to the factory. Already going to be looking most likely here to be getting the starport down pretty fast in this game. And that is a fast factory. But let's have a look how much damage this Oracle's going to do. Reaper's going to go in again. They have killed, what was it, 2 probes? Yeah, could get a 3rd.
Yeah. Could do. It's very, very vulnerable right now. And
nice. 3 probe kills. Really good.
And that's the power of 2 Reapers against just a single Stalker early on. Because even if the Stalker starts doing damage, the Reapers do damage quickly enough to just get themselves that probe each time. It's really good. And throws down a few more gateways. So interestingly enough here, Harstem's build is a bit of a deviation from the norm. Normally you would have Robo and Forge and just a little bit of focus on those armor upgrades. But right now he's not playing to those conformities at all.
No, he's looking to get the SCV kills in with this Oracle. He's throwing down a couple of gateways behind this as well. But he is playing a little bit risky, of course. If there was going to be a factory follow-up, which is less likely, he could have been in danger against a Widowmine, but...
And it's still only 1 Stalker, so these Reapers keep jumping in and get another probe kill. 4 kills so far, whilst the Oracle gets nothing done.
No, nothing at all. And it's going to shoot around to the main base, and there's already Marines there as well. So this Oracle going to do nothing.
This is a really...
So 4 kills. Oh, actually, okay, the Marines on the wrong side of the command center.
Yeah, tricked him out there for a second, but has to get out. Oh,
just
4
2
health.
kills.
All right, so he can use that later on, but it's going to be significantly weaker. Still, that Stalker was the only one here, so he's going to jump in and get another probe.
5 kills now. Pressure on as Harstem hits the mainstream. He's lost 5 workers here. He doesn't want to choke now he's done so well in this tournament.
Yeah.
But we do have the armor upgrade and also the Twilight Council coming in. So a Templar-based opening here after the Oracle from Harstem.
I got to say that despite all that...
Ooh, SCVs in the main base not mining. A huge mistake.
Where are they?
In the main base.
Ooh. Oh, okay, yeah.
That's massive. That's a lot of money he's losing.
That is really a lot of money. Whoa, look at the income. Oh.
What is he doing?
That's brutal.
He's still not mining. This is really big.
Maybe Revenge is joking as well. But anyway, the interesting thing is during all of this, Harstem... I'll just watch it for a while. Harstem, during all of this, has been chrono boosting out his next eye constantly. Absolutely. So he's still at 46 versus 36. And now with Revenge losing all of that income just then, that's
really big.
Yeah. Ooh, look at this on the left-hand side. A lot of gateways and Templar archives.
An Oracle just died off into the missile turret there.
Ah.
But yeah, so pretty standard here from Harstem. When you play this Templar-based play, you want to be going up to about 8 gateways, even if you're not looking to be aggressive. Just need a high unit count to be able to make sure you can defend in the main base and look to take a 3rd. But it is Revenge who comes in with a stemmed unit. It's going to have the photon overcharge, but it's not going to stop a couple of pros from dying.
Bizarre first game here, but other than that, Revenge not doing himself too badly. Yeah, has to get out of there, though.
It's this fast factory, which was built really early on, as I mentioned. It's 10 minutes, and he's already in the main base of his opponent. That's really, really fast.
Yeah. Because
it wasn't 3 barracks before that. The 3rd barracks only just now added on. And that did catch Harstem by surprise a little bit, but didn't lose too much. And still has a pretty decent position in this game. Just wants to get some... well, he wants to get Templar out, ideally, very soon.
Revenge,
that's a lot of guess.
Right now, Revenge doesn't have too much information about what his opponent's really doing. He needs to actually acknowledge that something's going on in the back of these expansions.
He could maybe note from the high Zealot count, maybe, but like you said, it is easier if you just see it like now, the high Templars there.
Yeah, moved on forwards, stims up, gets a few Zealot kills. Nice feedbacks on 1 or 2 of these medevacs, but in the end, this bio's trading off all right for a second.
Very well, actually.
Just getting all of those Zealots, that really puts a dent in this push once Harstem wants to employ it.
And it keeps the Zealot count low overall. And once the Zealot count reaches 16 or something, or maybe like 12 to 16, you actually can't fight heads up anymore because they just swarm you.
Yeah.
But now they're so low, it's really good, and that means it's going to be harder for Harstem to split and defend in multiple locations. And the pressure's on, just waypointed over while expanding. The good game for Revenge.
Yeah, and I mean, once you poke forwards and you see the High Templars and Zealot charge and stuff like that, as a Terran player, you can pretty much guarantee everything your opponent's going to be doing. But if you just keep like a Marine or 2 on either of the bases, if they're going to expand, and then like you just prepare yourself back at home with good walls and stuff, it's very difficult to break as a Protoss.
And just to update people watching this stream, Damanga did lose to Stardust, which means there's 4 Protoss in the lower bracket. Hero, Alicia, that's already over. Hero in the semis. And Stardust vs. Dia going on now.
All right, so we know the remainder of our games potentially coming up. Well, for now, Revenge is just posturing outside this base. He's doing a really good job of containing his opponent. Oh, snipes out one of those High Templars as well with those Marauders. A great micro move there by Revenge.
Yeah, Harstem doesn't want to move out, because if he moves out, he gets dropped in the main base. Even though he does have units ready, he does have Storm too. He's got to be careful not to be too aggressive like this.
Ooh, that's a lot of units. Can he get the High Templar?
Stop!
Okay.
Slow, but he did get it down.
He could have actually focused that down there as he dropped those units.
But for Photon Overcharge goods, that's there too.
Still quite a lot of units that Revenge is putting on the pressure with, but he has to move back now. I mean, +2 armor is about to finish for these Zealots. Once that finishes, he can't stick around for very long.
Yeah, and actually loses the factory. He's going to have to rebuild. No, he's got the armory, never mind. No, I thought he didn't have the armory. But yeah, good defense here by Harstem. Definitely the time where you've got enough units you can split and try to look for your third base now. He needs to get that third base down soon, otherwise he will start to fall behind in his economy, as we do have the third finish now for Revenge, and Mule's being called down to it.
And at this point in time, there's no third base in sight here for Harstem, aside from just now.
Yeah, he should now.
Yeah.
Now's the perfect time. He's got a lot of units in the main, a lot of units to defend third. Maybe more in the main, but it's close. But with the low medivacs, it should be okay.
There's so many units threatening that position. But I think if he gets all those units together and tries to push at this third, he doesn't have any High Templars in this main. Oh, he does, but they don't have Storm.
Maybe it's okay though. Maybe there's enough Zealots here. There's a lot of Zealots for +2.
You think?
And they can Storm from the high ground.
It's going to be difficult if we see Revenge here split up these units well. And that force field's not working to the advantage there of Harstem. Now it is with the second one, sealing out a few of these units. Has to be careful though. Microing back at the top here.
Oh, he's going to Storm over the force fields. Oh, no, he's... Oh, okay, it was decent, but not the best. It was decent, but they stayed alive, and he needs to keep on warping. He's got 8 gateways. That's what it's for.
Oh, he's taking a lot of damage, though, at the front. And now those Zealots actually swarming on in will be able to push that away. But at the same time, we've seen Revenge over on this right-hand side micro really heavily.
Revenge, where are you doing? Where are you going?
Disconnect. And we have some Zealots actually on the counter-attack as well at this third base. So complete action all over the place. But once again, Harstem is being traded against quite efficiently here by Revenge.
He needs to bring down his units from the main base. Only just now doing that, but... Ooh, he's got to be careful. He's holding on for now. He is also counter-attacking, which is a beautiful move. Actually got into the SCV line with 3 Zealots.
And once Revenge brings all of these units front to the front end, starts powering down this location, this Photon Overcharge activates, but I don't... yeah, actually, with that many Zealots, it should be okay. He should be able to hold on for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, he's holding on okay. If he's got +1 attack, about to finish as well. And Zealots are pretty awesome. But of course, there'll be another wave soon with +2 attack. Harstem going for a switch over to Robo pretty fast here. That's okay, I guess. Maybe... it's debatable. I think that he doesn't need to do it right now. I think he definitely should be spending all resources on units to stabilize, because I don't think he's quite there yet.
Drops a scan on the high ground to try and push forwards once again. Tries to get himself one of those High Templars.
The main base as well. Needs a Storm, and he does.
Ooh,
That's a good reaction.
Wants to hunt down that High Templar, but in the end, another Storm will weaken a lot of that off. So Harstem's not doing too badly at all to hold on.
His counterattack's actually, I think, the thing that saved him the most here.
Yeah.
I know he was starting to stabilize, but the counterattacks have been really good into that third. I mean, think about it. He only killed 2 probes earlier on. He's managed to go that up to 8, or 2 SCVs. He's gone up to 8, so 6 on that third. It's really, really good.
Wait a minute, I just turned off the minimap. How?
Control W.
Oh, okay. Hey, I've never done that before. Not on this overlay, at least. So anyway,
saved.
Yeah, you did well for me there, thanks. But now Harstem, holding on there. I really felt that was Revenge's opportunity to deny this third base and try and keep on going from there. Now, I think that Harstem's going to be able to stabilize pretty well against this.
Yeah, he's killed 12 workers with his counterattack. It's been really, really good. He's stabilized on 3 bases now and can start to make the switch over to Colossus very soon. And yeah, he's in really good shape. He's just got to keep his defense strong in the main, which he has been doing really well. I think what Revenge should do is just 1 medivac to the natural.
He landed a few Storms on this mineral line as well. I just barely caught the tail end of it, but Harstem's doing all right. If he holds on to this third base and continues the aggression onto his opponent's third.
He's killed 22 workers now with counterattacks. I've been following that. Only 2 with the Oracle and 22 in total. Really solid.
Revenge
really good.
Multitasking to the max.
Yeah, now he's dropping the natural. I thought this... Because that's the one area that Harstem doesn't have defended.
Yeah.
He's defending with a lot of units on the third and the main, but nothing on the natural. This is a weak area.
We 15 medevacs out to kind of keep this all going. This is a really good drop, though, on the natural, as you point out. I mean, he's going to get himself quite a few kills. Some Zealot's going to come back as well, but at the same time pushing this away at the third base. Absolutely needs to save this third base, keep the economy alive there.
Oh, and Harstem's losing a lot of units on the thirds.
Yeah,
actually just had his units split up there, lost a lot.
Yeah, he lost quite a bit.
And that was the drop. That was the one drop that he needed to do. And look at it, it's working.
Oh, not too bad storms there for a second, as a lot of these medevacs are very, very low on health, but it's kind of getting a little bit overwhelming now as the drop at the natural was really well positioned against only Zealots, which couldn't really wiggle around those minerals. And now Revenge, there you go, GG. That third base completely shut down.
Yeah, a really, really, really good game from Revenge there. Harstem played pretty good too.
Yeah.
Really good to be able to get those counterattacks in to keep alive. But it was Revenge that was able to just outpower him eventually with enough units, and he did have enough. He had a lot of barracks. I think it was a total of 8 by the end of it. Being able to play that aggressive, keep up with upgrades, economy, and production is hard to do as a good Terran player.
Yep. All right, well, we're going to get on to game number 2 here in just a second as Revenge takes that 1-0 lead. Harstem, our last remaining foreign hope in this tournament, currently 1 game down in the best of 3.
Yeah. And, I mean, coming into it, obviously has a lot of momentum after going through Hyun, through TLO, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 in his way to the bracket here. He had a lot of momentum, and that's just been stung. And now going into this, it'll be much, much harder than it was game number 1 because you feel so good after going through so many players. You feel almost unbeatable, and then you get hit like that. He's going to have to really dig deep coming into this next one against Revenge if he wants to look to the finals.
Oh, well. I mean, just in general, the last remaining players that we actually have in this lineup are really, really strong.
Yeah.
With people like Deer and Hero still at the very bottom there. Stardust also trying to make it through. But for me right now, it's looking like a TVP final. Revenge is looking pretty good against Harstem. Unless Harstem can dig deep and kind of get back into this, then it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, and you know, you got Hero and Deer fighting over 1 slot down the bottom.
Yeah.
And whoever wins that is very much so the favorite to win the whole thing.
Wait a minute. We're in Deer's game now. What is going on? I think we're in the wrong game. Okay.
Yeah, someone invited you into the wrong one. But yeah, whoever wins out of Deer and Hero is absolutely the favorite. I'm going to see if I can actually... well, I'm not sure if I have friends with Hero. I don't know who's won that first game. Never mind.
Oh, well. Okay, so I'm not sure which lobby to actually join now. Are you in the lobby so far?
Nope.
No, okay.
They're still making it, so...
Yeah. Alrighty, so we now have our lobby invite here. It's been quite a long day, actually, once again. I'm quite surprised. We had way more signups for the Korean one, but we're still going strong.
Koreans are much faster at playing the game.
Yeah.
They're not as passive. They're much more aggressive. They don't stay in the game too long usually. And I mean, the Swarm host style isn't as played out, which has been played out a lot more in Europe.
Yeah, and I think in general, apart from the first round of qualifiers, Koreans power through brackets pretty fast as well.
Yeah, they're really fast. They don't take a lot of breaks. They just...
Yeah. Apart from the first round again, which is always a hassle to get going in these Korean qualifiers.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a pest. But now Harstem is looking to get going. We do not have Revenge in this game. I think he probably got invited to the wrong lobby as well there for a second. I'm not sure what's going on in this qualifier, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it doesn't not being run super smooth, but it's good. It's okay. I want Yonsu. So a very similar map to Heavy Rain in the way that it can be played out here. But I'm expecting Harstem. You have to think about the start of the game where Harstem put himself in a position where he spent money on the Oracle that didn't do anything. He also lost 5 probes through Reapers before he even looked at starting to get into the mid game. He didn't have the best of starts in the early stages. So how does he correct what was wrong in the last game, which was the early stage? What does he do in this game to win that early stage? Does he go for a blink play here? It's popular. Does he go for the Oracle again here and make it work? Does he not try to use the Oracle and not have to invest in something which may not work? So definitely Harstem's got to come into this next one, changing the early game.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But again, against Revenge, we could see him cover all his bases. For example, in that game, his Reapers were pretty darn active and were keeping good tabs and good eyes on everything that was going on.
Yeah.
And even getting a lot of probe kills, way more than you would ever expect them to get. So this could be difficult. Could be difficult on Yonsu.
All right, well, we could be potentially just one game away from having our first finalist here in this qualifier for the Intel Extreme Masters. Is it going to be complete Korean domination, as all 3 qualifiers would have been won by a Korean player, no matter what the server, no matter where they're from? They found their way towards the finals. Funny, though, all the top 4 in this qualifier, even though there was players playing from every region today, are from the Europe region.
Yeah.
You got Dia and Hero currently in Europe. Here, Hero and Dia both here for the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne next week. Have arrived early. Hero in the Team Liquid house in Netherlands. Dia's currently in Cologne, living with Minsik and MC. And Harstem's obviously in Harstem's house. And Revenge is in Germany as well, so everyone's here.
Dia's been here for a while, actually, after Asus ROG, sitting around and doing all these qualifiers.
I don't know where he was living at that time, though. I don't, because he wasn't. He's only just recently got to Minsik's house.
That's true, huh? I wonder
where
he
was then.
Maybe in a hotel or something.
Maybe.
Maybe. Stretching. All right, let's get into game number 2 as we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner. Currently 1 game up, looking to advance onto the grand final. It's Alien Invasion's Revenge. And up to the top right, we have our blue Protoss, the remaining foreigner. It's Fnatic's Harstem.
All right, so like I said earlier, it's all about the earlier stages. What is Harstem going to change up to make sure that he doesn't enter the mid part of this game behind? Yeah, really.
I thought you were going to say something else after that,
No.
and I was like, wait, okay, so. Yeah, for now, we'll see what Mr. Revenge. I guess Revenge here just doesn't really change up too much what he was doing. I liked what he was doing, so just solid, standard, stable, throws down barracks, goes for a reactor afterwards. He saw how much damage his Reapers did in game number 1, so why wouldn't he open Reapers in game number 2?
Yeah, definitely. There was a bit of a weakness there, wasn't it? So definitely could try to exploit that again. Is going to be going for the 12 refinery, so a Reaper opening here. Harstem, though, is it 1 or 2 gas opening? 2 gas tells us aggression. 1 gas down at 14 leads me to believe it's going to be 1 gas again. You want to get 2 at 15 rather than 1 at 14 and then another one after.
So for now, it's all lining up for another expansion build here for Harstem, potentially. As we'll have that probe move on out and have a little look around. He'll see the reactor, the refinery even, pretty quickly. And then from that point on, Harstem's probably just going to buckle down in this game. He realized how many probes he lost there, so he doesn't want to. He certainly doesn't want to lose as many as he did last time. That was pretty brutal. Yeah,
5 probe kills just to Reapers. Really, really big, considering you're not really meant to lose any. 1 can be excused, but other than that, it's meant to not happen at all.
Yep.
But it is only 1 Reaper opening this time, not the reactor into the other one. And the SCV goes in and sees 1 gas as well, so this is really cool. It means there's just not going to be any super early aggression. But as we saw in the previous game, as soon as this Nexus is down, there's still the option to have it coming. And the big thing is, this is a recent development in Protoss versus Terran, is that you can't really tell if it's coming by scouting the gas timings anymore, because they just delay it by an extra 5 seconds, but it means you don't know what's going on at all. This could be normal play, it could be still super aggression coming out. It's actually a smart thing that Protoss players have adapted to recently. It's really nice.
Oh, SCV.
Or really annoying.
Oh, he was so low. I guess that probe could have turned around and tried to zap him, but at the same time, he probably would have died to this Reaper anyway. So he kind of wants to keep that alive, but he doesn't really have his mothership core out just yet to really deal with this. We'll push this away.
Yep. Didn't take any losses.
Yeah, not too bad. And it was only the 1 Reaper this time, so
yeah.
There was a slight change up here from Revenge, which
and a much bigger one as well, which is the factory.
I can kind of understand it though. I mean, after doing so much damage in game number 1 with the Reapers, he would imagine his opponent was like, right, I'm not going to let that happen again. So a little bit of a less committal to this for Revenge means that he's, not really risking not doing any damage with 2.
He's going to get a probe kill.
That's all right. 1
probe kill's okay, but he hasn't spotted the Stargate, which has come down here again by Harstem. And as mentioned, there's no way to have any idea what's going on. This can be Forge, this can be Robo, this can be Stargate, Twana Cancel. This is, like I mentioned, the recent change of Protoss players, and it is annoying, because you have no idea what's going on. So the Oracle could do a lot of damage with a factory. Oh, actually, he's seen a Stargate.
Yeah. Good
Good
stuff.
scout. But how does he defend against it? Is it going to be a Widowmine in the mineral line? Does Harstem build an Oracle and still not get more than 2 probe kills?
I think, you know, Widowmine in the mineral line would be a nice touch. Right now, we don't really have anything else on the cards. Obviously, he's getting a star point out, but normally at this position, it would be like for a medevac and just trying to maybe put on some pressure in a little bit. As for now, Harstem's just transitioning on his probes down to the natural. Not much else going on here. All right, well, this game's going to play out. I'm wondering if Harstem actually goes up to the extra gateways after this. As
usually you do. Usually you do. Because of stuff like we're seeing now, if he defends and then also, well, let's just say that he defends against the Oracle and then there's a drop in his main base, you only have 1 gateway, you've only got 1 photon overcharge, you're going to die. So you need these extra gateways to help out. The Oracle's spotted by the Reaper, he knows it's coming. Harstem needs this Oracle to do damage. He really does. It would help his game out and help his series out. And he could be looking at the final if he's able to do well in these couple of games, but they've been spotted so early.
And Revenge, though, he's actually confident to move out with the majority of his force, whilst the Oracle is still looking to threaten. So
yeah, well, there's 6 odd Marines. They'll push it back from the main base.
They certainly will. A few more pop as well.
This is so good. Good play by Revenge, because he's basically saying, yo, bro, you know detection, a thing you didn't get until like the 12-minute mark in the last game?
Yeah.
Good luck trying to stop these Widowmines, and that's what he's aiming for here. And if these land,
Harstem has to focus them as they get out.
Widowmines. He's got no detection. He's got that Oracle, has to come back.
And actually some nice kills there already. Another burrow, and he still doesn't focus it down before anything happens. He does have Envision, but he already kills off 1 Stalker. This is actually going to get out of hand if he's not careful.
This is bad. He picks up the Widowmine and gets out. Beautiful play by Revenge. Doesn't lose both of them. There's a Phoenix out, though, that could snipe it.
Yeah, certainly could.
Really nice.
Just barely. He's got
to cycle back.
Yeah, he absolutely has to. Like, why would it? That's really unlucky here for Harstem.
And behind this, just everything is fully in motion here for Revenge. Double Tech Lab, Stim on the way. Oh dear, the second Phoenix missed it as well.
Wow. He still has Envision available, so that's okay for a second. He
spotted it now, though. He spotted it now.
Yeah. Okay, so he will actually shut that down in the end. Drops off a few Marines.
Yeah, Widowmine's dead, though.
Yep. All right.
So, again, Harstem is in decent shape, but didn't want to not do damage to the Oracle and didn't want to have to take a couple of probe kills there. Could have been in better shape.
Thing is, the Reaper even got another probe on the mineral line, the natural. It's you know, a small thing, but
6 probes in total.
Yeah. Ultimately, though, once again, Harstem's been furiously chrono boosting those 2 Nexi. So he's still at 47 49 workers to 43. And in the overarching structure of this series, I think he's doing a bit better than he was in game number 1.
Yep, just a little bit better, yep. And he just needs everything he can get now, because the pressure's going to mount. This is 5 barracks before a 3rd command center, which means he's going to be building a lot of units. And he's going to be dropping all over the place, and Harstem's going to be put in exactly the same position as last. But this time there's 3 Phoenixes, which is a little bit different. This is going to help him out a little bit more on defending against drops and stuff. But what it does do is slow down the Templar Archives, which means no Storm, no feedbacks, but he's going to have to rely very heavily on these Phoenixes to do damage, to stop medivacs, to kill them before they do land the drops inside the main base.
All right, well, these Phoenix actually not doing too bad. Almost got themselves a medevac there, and at least shut this down in terms of pushing out and reinforcing at the front as quickly as they would like to. Also, he has Revelation on the army, so you can always keep tabs on it, always greet it when it would want to come along. And more Phoenix on the way. I really do like this Phoenix play in this matchup if you actually are able to transition on, but you've got to be sometimes a little bit careful and wary that you actually have AoE damage when the push comes. Otherwise, you've dedicated so much gas to these Phoenix and they don't really do huge amounts.
Alright, so this is the stage where we're going to have to see the defense start to take shape for Harstem. So far, so good. He hasn't taken any damage, obviously, yet because the assaults haven't started, but they're about to. Double drops to the natural that are going around to the main.
And he certainly had to do that when he didn't have Revelation on him, otherwise those Phoenix would have hunted that down.
And there's also going to be the attack at the front.
He
needs Photon Overcharge on the natural here. The Mothership Core doesn't want to be too far out of position.
Yeah, this is going to be a very strong push here by Revenge. The drop does go down, and the Phoenix are also working on the Medivacs, but at the same time, the push at the front. Zealot charge does hold him at bay for now.
But look at the position in the main. The Zealots are doing nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal to deal with. He'll eventually break on through. He can actually pick up a lot of this and kill that off. So Harstem's not doing too badly in terms of defense.
That was a good defense overall. I mean, he lost a lot of Zealots there, but the Phoenix just destroyed the Medivacs, made it a lot easier to clear it up.
And unless Revenge is able to do something in this window, I mean, Storm's going to be done. So, well, I mean, it started. So it'll be done in the next minute or two, which is going to be a good spot here for Harstem, who, once again, hasn't taken as much damage as he really did in that game number 1.
No, and he can look to take a third soon.
Yeah.
Revenge still obviously wanting to do some damage. Not going to find it here. And the Oracle does cast its last spell before leaving this game.
Yeah, now he knows all that positioning, so...
Yeah, he knows where the army is. It's going to be hard for Revenge to do anything. He does have his third command center coming in. But Harstem so far still equal between the two players. He's dealt with the aggression of Revenge and has been up to equal what Revenge has tried to do.
He has 4 High Templars in this army as well that very soon are about to have Storm. Revenge has to be so careful about how he's going to posture at this third base.
Yeah.
Drops a scan and sees exactly what he has to
and
pull
without
back.
taking so much damage like he did in the last game here, he's able to pull the robotics facility switch, no problems. It's perfect to do it. He's no worries at all. And he's got a large army, a lot of Zealots here. Storm. And this is not going to be easy to attack into. He needs Ghosts, really. Otherwise, he needs a lot of units to try to spread and catch Harstem out of position. Harstem doesn't want to be too far in the open. He's playing a defensive style until Colossus are out. No need to be super aggressive, otherwise he will get moved into the natural by these units.
Yeah, and meanwhile, there's a few Zealots heading down to the third base of Revenge as well. So this is going to go blow for blow if it doesn't deal with those Zealots, although they're just heading straight into the reinforcements. So
yeah, have to be careful there, and we could see a big drop in the main base now as well.
Yeah.
Where depending on where these units go.
Oh, High Templars don't walk straight too far forwards. He loses 1 for that.
There it is, big drop.
Is he loading
there
up?
to defend? 2 Zealots, that's it. No High Templar. Oh, he dropped again.
And
oh no, 3 Medivacs, sorry, on the right hand side.
Yep, they're going to try and do some damage. And he whops in a few High Templars.
Feedbacks only.
Only feedbacks. So there's 2 Medivacs there that could take a bit of a bashing, but at the end now Harstem just brings back quite a bit of his army. Phoenix
as well. A lot of units to the third as well.
This is getting a little bit scary here for Harstem. He has to deal with it. Oh, and yes he does. Nice feedbacks. And we'll deal with this in the main as well. And also this army just... Harstem's on top of things right now.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Warp Prism's going to get picked off on the left a little bit there. But he's dealt with the pressure really well. But still not quite over yet.
Doesn't want to chase on too far here against this. Although he is forcing stims when there's no medevac support, which is very, very nice indeed, as they do not want to be engaging. Meanwhile, the drop in the main.
The High Templar on the left as well. He's lost 2, and he's about to lose more, maybe.
Oh, a nice little split forwards here from Revenge of just small forces. And again, all this army on the right-hand side stimmed itself to death against Harstem. So that's really good for Harstem.
But Revenge is just throwing units at Harstem, and Harstem's been able to deal with most of this. He's doing it really, really well. And it is difficult to play against a good Korean Terran that just throws units at you. And Harstem's realized that he has thrown a lot. Is looking to get a bit aggressive himself. His +1 attack just now completes. He's got a couple of Storms with this army. There's no Ghosts. There's the 3 Phoenixes still alive. Whoop! You 2 Zealots caught on the wrong side there.
Well, now Revenge is in a really, really tight bind because he has to make something happen. He has to do something. He's trying to drop 4 medevacs, but...
No, Harstem could go for a kill here.
Yeah. You can't leave. You can't take away that many units against this force that is knocking on your door. Uh-oh. Well, I guess base trade. I guess Revenge says, to hell with it. I'm not going to fight that army. I'm not going to be able to deal with it. So I have to take all of my units elsewhere and try for the counterattack. But
yeah, Harstem's coming back, though.
There's the Mothership Core there at the third, in between the third and natural. So the main base is going to take a lot of damage. But I think Harstem in the end is going to win out on this if Revenge isn't careful.
Well, you could be surprised. If he gets his third back up and running and kills a couple of Nexus, it could change.
Well, there's also a big counterattack of Zealots actually hitting as well. The main Nexus is going to fall. Third Nexus might fall. Revenge, he's going to lose a lot for this. It's going to be up to the counterattack fully for Harstem.
Yeah, well, Harstem's dealing with this counterattack okay. I mean, sorry, Revenge is... Oh, one Storm did a lot of damage on that ramp.
Yeah. Also, the force field just seals a lot of that down on the floor as those Zealots go to town on it once again. But How many? Wait, okay.
The thing is, if these units don't die in the main base of Harstem and he can get them out, then he's okay.
The thing is that Harstem's army is all zealots.
He's got to get these units out. He's got to get these units out.
He can't actually he can't chase down the Medivacs because it's all zealots. Where is he has one Phoenix left.
Yeah, and there's a drop on the natural too, and Harstem came back to defend something he couldn't defend because he's lost his main nexus, he's lost his third, and the third is still there for revenge. Sure, he's lost a couple of SCVs, but he's still on 3 command centers. And he's still got a larger army than Harstem does. Such
great decision-making by Revenge to go for this counter-attack. And again, against an opponent that has majoritively Zealots. Yes, it has Zealot, they have Zealot charge, but they're really not that mobile, and they can't deal with Medivacs that well in the end. Look how well Revenge is executing this. This is fantastic.
Yeah, this is really, really good play. And Harstem's getting run down here. I think Katowice, he's going to start losing units which he cannot replenish.
I eat my
such a low economy.
I eat my words, man. I thought Harstem would be able to stabilize off this, but it's just not the case. I mean, the more Phoenix out here for Harstem, he realizes his weakness in such a zealot-heavy composition, but he loses to the Phoenix anyway. Painful to watch here.
Yep, and, well, Revenge has got a lot of units. He's going to start to look for a big fight soon, and he's probably going to win it. There's no High Templar left, I don't think. There's no Templar Archives. He's got no splash damage. It's a lot of bio, a lot of Marine Marauders and Medivacs against just a weakened army now.
A really well played out decision here by Revenge, and now Harstem, who had a fantastic army lead, has just been strung left and right and hasn't been able to do anything, unfortunately for him. Another scan drops, sees this army moving forwards, even sees probes coming with it, and Revenge at this point knows how much he's done and how the standing he sits. And look at this bio army he's macroed up behind this. GG. Wow.
Not quite the year of Harstem, Katowice. Not quite the year of Harstem. And he finishes top 4, which is a very respected finish from Harstem, but isn't able to make it to the grand finals where he could have had that chance to play in the best of 5 to make it to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship in Poland, Katowice in March. But that means we do have a finalist. It is Revenge. Yeah. Unlikely to make it to the final here. Has gone through 3 Terran plays in the row from the round of 32. Played fantastic Terran versus Terran. And now just beaten Harstem 2-0. And for a lot of people who didn't know who the heck he was, well, he's in the finals. And he's actually played a really good set of games that we've just watched.
Yeah, and now that means we have in the lower bracket, do we have any updates on Stardust versus Deer? I don't think so.
No, it's going on right now.
Right, okay.
And then I suppose we'll be jumping into Liquid Hero versus the winner of that before the grand finals.
Yep, so that means we might have a little bit of an extended break here unless we can jump into Stardust versus Dia halfway through or something like that. But for now, guys, join us after the break here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship European Qualifiers.